Hindsight is always 20/20. Everything that's happened in your past, God is using for your good. Now, we cannot live in the past, but there are two tools we can take from the past.
It all speaks for itself. Grinding in silence, ain't nothing to tell. When we step on the court, we gon' bring it to light. And we stop and pop like we caught it a light. Stop asking what's wrong with me. You already know there's a dog in me. Yeah, there's no stopping my focus, man. Make sure all my people gon' ball with me. Yeah, I came to compete, I'm a dog with it. Yeah, I came to compete with my paws in it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to an episode of Wisdom Wednesday here with your boy JD, Jordan Delks, your podcast host on the Compete Mentality. And I want to dive in right away to Psalm 112. I don't know about you guys, but the words in the scriptures are the only words that are literally alive and active. And when we read these, when we talk about these words, they literally are taking life in our spirits, okay? So I want to dive right into Psalm 112, verses 1 through 8. How joyful are those who fear the Lord and delight in obeying his commands. Their children will be successful everywhere. An entire generation of godly people will be blessed. They themselves will be wealthy, and their good deeds will last forever. Light shines in the darkness for the godly. They are generous, compassionate, and righteous. Good comes to those who lend money generously and conduct their business fairly. Such people will not be overcome by evil. Those who are righteous will be long remembered. They do not fear bad news. They confidently trust in the Lord to care for them. They are confident and fearless and can face their foes triumphantly. And I want to pull a couple things out of here to get you going today. Number one, I want you to look at the joyful people around you that fear the Lord. Meaning, I want to use that, like, when you think of the word fear, I want you to think of the word respect and have relationship with. All right? So think how joyful are those who have a relationship with the Lord. And what comes from that? Their light shines in the darkness. They do not fear bad news. And they are confident and fearless, is what this passage just said. So, I want you to think about the litmus test for your relationship with the Lord. You can be confident and fearless. You do not fear bad news. Now think about this. When you get bad news, how do you react? When you get bad news, how do you react? Do you let it define you? Do you let it wreck your world? And guys, I get it. There is a lot of hard things going on right now. A lot of bad things happen. It's the age-old question, why do bad things happen to good people? Well, we got to trust and understand that God is using every single circumstance in a greater plan. Hindsight is always 20/20. Everything that's happened in your past, God is using for your good. Now, we cannot live in the past, but there are two tools we can take from the past. I want to talk about those two tools. The first one is gratitude. We have to be grateful for every single thing in our past, all of it. And when we are, okay, it leads us to the second tool. We can learn our lesson from our past. And lessons continue to present themselves over and over in our lives until you learn your lesson. So if you're constantly being grateful and learning from your past, that is when you do not have to fear bad news. Because you realize that this bad news that you get is actually just God speaking to you. And he's trying to get your attention. And you know what he's trying to say to you today, listener? He's trying to tell you, I love you. I love you so deeply that I'm trying to help you understand all you need is a relationship with me. I'm trying to tell you right now that you don't need anything of this world. Natural frequencies do not fulfill spiritual beings. I'm I'm going to say that one again. Natural frequencies do not fulfill spiritual beings. Don't get caught up in the rat races of this life, chasing things of this world. That's what natural frequencies are. Natural frequencies are money, cars, houses, relationships. And I'm saying even your relationship with your spouse, even good relationships. Guys, everything of this world will fail you at some point, besides a relationship with Jesus. You're a spiritual being. The drug addict is trying to get the next high, and it's never high enough. The very successful professional athlete is always trying to get to the next achievement, and it's never enough. There's always more. And I'm not saying that achievements are bad, money's bad, any of that is bad. That is all good stuff. But when it takes the place of a relationship with Jesus, that is when we get stuck in the rat race. So, as I leave you today, I want you to ask yourself right now and kind of audit your life on how am I when I receive bad news? Do I let it wreck me? Or do I have the compete mentality and use that news as an opportunity to point others to the light that is within you? Always remember that competing is doing what God is calling you to do, even when it's hard.